Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Couples Chronicles with your boy Lloyd.
And Afia.
So we're married, but we don't always agree, like every other couple. But we've managed to live a life full of love, laughter, and
Respect.
So buckle up, grab your popcorn, get your tea ready as we tackle our first chronicle for today. You want to start it off, or you want me to start it off?
Let's do it. Does consent work both ways?
I love this question.
You love every question. Like every question you love.
I love this question because of the temperature of, the world that we're in right now, consent. And does it work both ways? I think we're going to run into one of those situations where it's a double standard here.
Here we go.
I think so. But first, let's look up consent so we're clear on the fact, right? Permission for something to happen or agreement to do something, right? Just so we clear, let's just put it out there what consent means. Okay.
No, it's so funny because it's like...
I think it doesn't go both ways.
Yeah.
And it could be for a lot of different reasons, right? As men, I don't believe we feel the same pressures of being objectified sexually.
Yeah.
Although I think in a lot of cases we are. I don't know if society has built us this way, or it's just a man thing. I can't tell you which way it is, but I've never really felt objectified by I won't say by another person, but by another female. Because again, if it's a male, you feel that pressure because I'm not gay.
Yeah.
That's fair, right?
Yeah.
It's funny. So before we came here, we were talking about the questions, right? And we was going in the elevator, and my wife came behind me and started grabbing my chest, and I was like, "You see, baby, consent." And then she felt away, right? But I think it changes in a lot of different situations. If we're in a relationship, and it shouldn't matter, right? But in this temperature, I think it kind of does, because we've seen that on social media play out, or in these court cases played out as well. Right now, we have the Cassie and Diddy case going on right now, where I think consent is part of the problem or situation in this. But as your husband or you as my wife, am I able to just touch and grab on you as I see fit? Where does one cross that line where it makes the other person uncomfortable? Is it a mood thing? You're not in the mood today? Because we're very sexual. She's very playful. She might be a little bit more playful than me and might grab and touch her even a little bit more than me. But thinking about it, even if we're married, if I grab you in a certain way that you don't like at the moment, do I need consent?
I think if you're talking about if we're in a relationship.
That's the first.
If you want to start in a relationship, I think if you feel uncomfortable, you should vocalize. Yeah, you definitely should verbalize it because we are in a relationship, whether it be boyfriend or girlfriend or married, or even if we are committed to one another in general, I think it's important to for it to be known, hey, I didn't really like when you did that, because sometimes what you might like, I might not like, and we're still learning each other. Even early in a relationship, even a year into the relationship, 2 years, what if you're like, hey, I want to put it in your ass?
10 years in.
Right. What if you're like, hey, I think it's kind of kicky to put it in your ass, and then all of a sudden I got to put it in your ass, and then, I'm like, oh, what you doing? What if she might like you putting in her ass, but she's like, nah, I really didn't like that. But believe it or not, I've actually experienced that with one of my close friends. Okay. And she called me about it.
Say you experienced it yourself.
No, I didn't.
I was about to say,
No. But I experienced it with one of my close friends because she called me about it, because this was a guy that she had been dating, and they were sexually active, and they have been sexually active for some time. But, one day he decided, I'm going to try and put it in your ass. And, she did it to appease him. But then after, she felt mortified. And she called me and she was like, I felt very uncomfortable. I didn't like it. I didn't want to do it. And she actually did it just to appease him. And she didn't know how to say, no, I don't want to do this, or no, I don't feel comfortable, because this is somebody that she had been sexually active with, for some time now. This wasn't like a first time thing and he tried something new. So she felt like, or even he felt like they had advanced, in their comfortability with one another. And then he tried something new. And instead of her saying in that moment, hey, no, I'm good, I'm good on that. Like, she let him, she didn't stop him from proceeding. Right. So I think, in her specific case, it is important to be like, hey, I know you did that yesterday, but I don't really like that. Can we not do that? And then, but if she doesn't say anything, he's really not going to know. You understand what I'm saying? So I think...
So that's the point I'm trying to make, right? Like, with this consent thing, like, it's such a fine line, especially, well, most of these consent situations is sexual. We're talking about sexual consent, right? It takes away from the... trying like the surprise.
It takes away from it being sexy. It's all right. You can say it.
Yeah, it takes away from it being sexy. So if we having sex and I'm from the back and I decide I want to stick my thumb or something crazy like that, then like it's such a line from like stop, no, do it. It's such like when it becomes
uncomfortable, too much,
illegal. Right? Because in this in this day and age, the consent is illegal at this point. Now you're talking about. I won't be surprised if a married couple, somebody sued another married couple and say that he raped.
Yeah,
or he or she raped.
I think in most instances, I'm trying to think of myself and people that I've been intimate with. I think sometimes they might test the waters and be like, "Do you like that?" Even like I don't think it takes away from the moment. I think it's just more of a, you like a feeler. Throw a feeler out there, and if you say no, say, let me switch. But I don't know. I'm trying to put myself in that particular instance. And I think the best way to kind of go about it without kind of killing the mood is if you're like, you do like that. Like, you like that? Like,
so it sounds like...
You can even say you like that in like a sexy way. You like that? Like,
Nah, hell nah, I don't like that. Pineapples.
Right. You could even make like, or even...
Words,
right, you can make a safe word. I love that, right? Like, let's say you're getting to know somebody, right? And this is for people watching. Like, let's say you're getting to know somebody and, you both are still figuring each other out, or even like that carries over into relationship or marriage. Who knows? And then once you've gone too far, I love that. Pineapple. Pineapple.
That's a Kevin Hart moment.
I love that. Like, and now, granted, if you're mid-sex and she says pineapple,
that's what I'm saying. That's the line, and not only the mood, but that's the line, the very, very, very thin and fragile line where it becomes freaky and illegal. Yeah. And no, and that's my. I won't say problem. Yeah. That's my.
That's a harsh reality. I think the reality is no means no. I think if she says pineapple, abort mission.
At that time, it's too late though. It's too late.
It's not too late.
I'm already stuck it in, and you're like, then at that point it becomes illegal because I did something that you didn't like.
Right. And no, I think the best solution is to throw feelers out there. First of all, communicate, right? Because one of my best friends, she's like bisexual, and she was saying like when she has sex with women, every female desires something different. They don't all like the same thing. And so she's like, we have to over communicate these things before we become sexually intimate with one another.
That was my next part. I was going to say that exact word. I think you have to over communicate in these times. Unfortunately, but fortunately, I guess if you want to save your butt. I think if people...
Especially as men.
Yeah, and the money, especially, and granted, I think we all deal with situations, but especially if like you're like a celebrity or somebody with status or money.
Oh, yeah.
You have to it's going to get to the point now where I think some people already have. You're going to have stuff down on contract.
Oh, 100%. Raven-Symoné said that she had an NDA with everybody that she had sex with.
You have to at this point
apparently,
now.
like, it's just a part of Hollywood.
You have to, because people suing you and coming back and suing you. Talking about I think you didn't have consent to stick your tongue in my mouth. Yeah. What? I don't do tongue kissing. I only do lip. It'd be like stupid stuff like that. Yeah. And you won't know, again, unless it's too far.
I mean, that's awkward too. Like, imagine you feeling a guy, you 16. Now, granted, Raven-Symoné has always been Raven-Symoné. So imagine you 16, you feeling a guy, like, would you mind just, signing his NDA right quick?
Hey, you give your points and this should be clear. I think it's I don't even call it uncomfortable. I think it'll be a shock. Yeah. But when you sit back and think about it, you're like, you know what?
Well, that's a good question. Are NDAs and prenups in the same Like, you know what
Anything
I mean? Because as a celebrity, you have something to lose across the board.
Everything.
Yeah.
And they don't have anything. So you didn't answer the question clearly.
Okay.
Let's answer it clearly. Do you believe that consent is both ways?
I think it is. I'm going to be transparent because I think, like you said, it's less objectified when it specifically comes to men. But was it Jaden Smith, DDG? Who was it? What? Dang. It slips my mind. But I
Let's
think
talk about the situation.
Right. Like, I think that, you know, a lot of times when it comes to men, because people often feel like you're good with it, like, or they're not going to say something, they feel uncomfortable to say something off gate, you know, and then there's no consideration for how the guy or the male might feel in general. You understand what I'm saying? So I think just consent, no means no. I don't think that just applies to the female. I also think it applies to the men. Now, granted, you know, it's like, oh, you know, is it okay if I suck your dick? It's kind of weird. It is. It's very strange. It is weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's kind of like what? But it does take the sexy out of it. But I think that, you know, I think it does. It does take the sexy out of it. But I think Donna, you how you feel about it? You know what I mean? Like I think over communicate.
What's the word when you? It takes the spontaneity.
Yes, out of it. It does.
Out of it. Like,
it does. But it's important to know, even as a female.
That's the difference.
Like, if you're uncomfortable. And I'm trying to really think back because as he's mentioned so eloquently on this show, you know, I'm a Scorpio and I like sex. And so I'm trying to think, you know, if a guy has ever been like, nah, I'm not feeling that. And it would be weird. I'd probably be turned off altogether.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'd be like,
so he gay.
You're like, I don't know about this dude.
I know. You'd be like.
But quick point. I think it's not both ways. On the point of man versus woman, right? If I do something that you don't like, you look at me because I'm able to overpower you.
Right, absolutely.
And it becomes, so now if you do something I don't like and I just say chill, I don't have that same fear of you dominating me.
Absolutely.
And I could just say stop or like, and then you stop. When it's the other way around, the woman fear.
Yes, that he's going to cross the line.
Yeah, or he have control. He could do whatever he wants.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a big part of it too. I mean, I've been in that situation once. I won't go into full detail.
Yeah.
But I was in a sexual act, and this when I was younger. She was an older woman. Tried to do something to me that I wasn't comfortable with.
Yeah.
I even say stop. I was like, hey, what you doing?
Yeah.
Right? And then she tried it again the same time. I'm like, no, don't do that. She was like, it's okay. And I was like, nah, I'm not into that.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel any like I want to call it fear, but I didn't feel threatened by her in any moment. I simply said, no, I'm not into that.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to say that some of these men aren't forceful and they don't do as the woman says.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of cases, like I think the key is over communication.
Yeah.
And to be safe all across.
And no means
your
no.
life depends on
Absolutely. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. No means no.
Your
okay?
life depends on it.
No, seriously.
In these days.
And I think it's important, like you said, just from the female side, to not assume the guy is okay with certain things. I think because I can say it would be safe to say as a female, we can assume that, you know, the guy is always with it. But I think you should over communicate and be like, you know.
Have we had that conversation? I'm very clear. I'm down for everything except anything messing with my butt.
Or your toes. Or your toes. Or your toes.
My toes not sexy. It is what it is. What's wrong?
Anyway, we're moving on, okay? Next one's on you.
Here we go. Is it wrong for a woman to return or reject a ring after proposal? And how should the man feel?
You know what? This is why taking your girl ring shopping is so important.
I agree.
Because it avoids her returning the ring, disliking the ring, or having the awkward conversation of, babe, I love you, but I really don't like this ring.
I agree with you there.
Yes. So, although...
But again, takes away the spontaneity of the surprise.
And so what you can do is say yes in the moment. And then, you know, afterwards, after you said yes, and you say, you know, I love you, baby. I'm in this forever, but can we go back to the store and change the ring? Like, first of all, I think a guy should just be so happy that she said yes and that she committed to spending the rest of her life with him that it's like, sure, no problem. Because if you started at taking her to the ring store, you wouldn't be in this situation to begin with.
So you blaming the guy? You blame the guy in this situation.
Blaming?
Somebody has to be at fault.
Blaming
Somebody
is the
has to be at fault.
I don't know if blaming is like, it seems less sexy, as you would say. I don't think blaming is the right word here. I think, not communicating enough, under communicating, not including the woman in the decision. It is supposed to be a decision. And so, you can take her, you could have taken her mom, you could have taken her best friend, you could have taken, it does take the surprise out.
But it takes the embarrassment out of it.
It does. Imagine her being like, "Oh, I don't like that ring." Like, that's more embarrassing.
This is a tough one. I do agree with you fully. Your first statement was on the head. I think men, if you out there, just go ring shopping with your girl and stop with your girl or your fiance.
I do think though, I will say the problem, don't take her ring shopping if you're not ready.
Well,
if you're not even there, because like I said, I have many friends, and one of my friends, the guy she was dating, took her ring shopping, and like he just wasn't there. Like I felt like it was a clip, just wasn't ready to propose, and it didn't have to be like in that moment. Just in general, like he wasn't in that space in his life, and I feel like don't take a girl ring shopping if you're not ready. If you're not, like, don't hype her up. Don't lead her on. Don't send those signals. That's a different situation.
This question is assuming that both parties are ready and we're there and we're going to ring shop. We specifically talking about rejection or accepting.
Right. If both parties are there, I think, put your little man ego aside. Put your little and just, take her to get the ring that she wants. I will always say this is a ring that you should have for the rest of your life, right? Like when times get hard, you should be like,
upgrade your ring.
You should be able to look down and be like,
very big ring she has, and she talking about she want to upgrade the ring already.
I don't think
fellas don't fall for it.
I don't think I'm gonna upgrade it.
Don't fall for it.
I think I might just like, get a second one in addition to.
So speaking of that, right? I think that's for the man, and let's. I'm gonna try to be as vulnerable as I possibly can and stuff that the man deal, right? So first of all, money. Money is the first objective when you're talking about proposing. Again, if you're ready to propose, you should have this stuff already. But if I'm choosing a ring, I'm thinking about budget. What is my budget?
Now imagine she'd go back to the store and pick a ring you can't afford.
So that's the fair.
Ooh.
So that's
when things get
problem
complicated.
When I can see the first initial issue why men don't go ring shopping with their women is because they're afraid they're gonna pick something that they can't afford.
Right. So this is what you do, right? You speak to the sales associate prior. You be like, hey, this is my budget. I'm going to bring my lady in, and I would love for you to show her some rings in this specific price range.
Baby, I go shopping with you for a purse. It don't even matter. You can bring out the Birkin. How are you gonna stop? How is the sales associate gonna stop you from asking for a Birkin?
Yeah, you're right.
that's not that's not working.
But I think it's important to like know. So that's assuming that like she came in with a certain mind frame. Like she came into ring shopping or shopping knowing exactly what she wanted.
Baby, just like anything you go shopping for, the bigger, the better, the more your eyes open.
Yeah.
They sell you. That's what salespeople do. You came in for one thing and you leave with another.
Yeah.
Same thing with rings. So I might, as the man, the fear of going in with my wife and she want a $40,000, $50,000 ring, I'm making, I don't know.
The beautiful thing,
$80,000 a year, $50,000 ring.
The beautiful thing,
like,
now they have lab-grown diamonds, and now you can get like something, just as beautiful for a fraction of the price. Natural diamonds are, a lot more expensive these days.
I'm gonna tell you a quick story. So when I was initially picking out a ring for my wife, meanwhile, I thought she's a model. She wants something cute, nice. She wants something nice, cute, small to match her model slender fingers. I was totally wrong. She wanted something as I quote, big and ignorant. That was your terminology that you used, right? So don't assume. You hit it right on the head where you said, just to save all the headache.
Involve her.
And size matters in this situation,
it does.
unfortunately.
And involve your lady. It's almost like, you believe it or not, it's kind of the same thing when a guy picks a house, purchases a home without including the voice or opinion of the woman, and then expects the woman to just love the house. My cousin actually went through this problem where it was like he kept buying these houses and then just thought he was going to pick a woman and she was going to be like, oh, I love this house. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to include the voice and opinion of your woman.
It's almost like birthday gifts. Me personally,
it's not.
Yes, it is. Me personally, even I don't. I mean, whatever your ladies want to call me, I don't do surprises no more, baby. What you want?
I do surprises.
I give her flowers or balloons, but when it comes down to a purse, a bag, some shoes, do you like this?
Yeah.
Simple. I get what you get. Whatever y'all call me, whatever names y'all want. It's easier. Yeah. That way I don't have to go get a gift receipt and she have to go back.
Always bring me a gift receipt. Always, just in case.
So like if for me and my ego, it's okay. I wouldn't get mad at that situation. For most men and their egos, they're gonna feel away. Just to be honest. If I propose to the girl and she I don't like that ring, really? He's already taken back.
I don't think so. I think my mom got a new ring, my aunt got a new ring, my grandma got a new ring.
That's a new ring after the first ring. I'm talking about the initial first ring.
Oh, shit.
The
first ring my dad bought my mama broke.
Fellas, chime in.
You see why he should have took her to the store to begin with? Where did you go buy that ring if the ring broke?
I'm just saying, most men I think will feel away. Shoot,
my cousin got a ring from her husband. She upgraded the ring immediately. Like they only been married 2 years. Like she was like, I need a bigger ring. Like,
so we came to it's not wrong.
Yeah,
it's not wrong. Is it? Are we saying it's wrong?
I don't think it's wrong.
In the moment, if you turn it down in the moment.
Yeah, that's rude.
Okay, so ladies, we can agree that you don't reject in the moment. Right. Like you're the happiest woman in the world.
You're elated. Oh and my God.
Maybe afterwards tell them, baby, this is not what I dreamed of, hoped for, wished for. This is not mine.
I love you. You got to stroke his ego a little bit. You know what I mean?
So in the moment, ladies, don't kill my man's ego. He's trying. All right, let's move on.
Is social media taking over the #1 spot for breakups and divorce?
I personally think so. I know you probably not. Yes.
You really think there are some people that don't even post their partners on social media, which we have learned from this show.
I think social media is an epidemic, and it's causing more friction than good in relationships, and it's causing a lot of people to break up.
Really?
/ marriages.
Why? Who has gotten divorced over? I mean, I know one person.
We've had arguments over social media.
What? What arguments we had over social media?
Any little thing, you like a girl picture too much.
Because I don't think as a married man, you should be liking a girl's picture.
I'm just keeping it as generic as possible. Yeah. So you can't see how this could be at a bigger scale. But I think if she lets you know, insecure people.
Right, but I think if she lets you know, hey, I don't want you liking or commenting under over-sexualized females' pictures, and you continue to do that, yes, of course that's going to transpire into an argument.
Sounds like I agree with you.
But to go from that to divorce, there's a lot of steps, there's a lot of layers, there's a lot of things that happen between that one.
What's the word? People aren't that accepting of their partners.
No. I feel like, you know what it is? I feel like, how about this?
Social media every day.
I think maybe boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know so much divorce. I only know one couple that's gotten divorced because of social media, but I think that social media was just one aspect of a multi-layer reasoning for divorce. I also think that the issues around social media was really just masking a greater issue. So for instance, one issue that has come up with social media in particular is if your partner does not post you, right? And if you're a woman that wants your husband to post you or vice versa, by them not posting you, it comes off like they're ashamed of you. It seems like, hold on, let me finish.
That got divorced because of this.
I just said that. I just said our friend. We have the same friend. I just said our friend got divorced because of this.
Sorry.
I think that, him not posting her all it did was mask or reveal a greater issue. You know, it spiked an insecurity in her because she felt like, well, if you're posting every aspect of your life and not me, and you're excluding me from your social media, but you're posting your boys, you're posting your son, you're posting work, you're posting the things that make you happy, you're posting you lit at events, it seems like you're hiding me, which then makes it seem like you're ashamed of me or ashamed of the relationship. And to be honest, I couldn't disagree. I think if you're showing every aspect of your relationship and you choose to exclude your girl, I think there's a fine line between you protecting your relationship and you hiding your relationship. And I feel like social media is going to reveal that. I think that is what led to divorce, not you having an Instagram or Facebook account.
You want to know why I say yes? And for whatever, there's a million reasons that could go into why I feel that social media is taking the number one spot, right?
The number one spot?
I mean, it's probably kind of hard to get over money. Money is, it's probably kind of hard.
I know plenty of women that would leave or divorce a man because he's not able to provide for his family. But I think to say, you know, over Instagram, I just can't see that. I can't see that.
Instagram, social media brings in millions of more eyes and opinions into your relationship.
Yeah.
So what you might have dealt with privately and worked out, now because everybody know, you're embarrassed and your threshold for accepting or getting over it is way less. First of all,
no. Retract.
Chris Brown and Usher have led to some divorces already, and they're not even in a relationship because it was posted on social media.
I feel like this is my issue. Like I said, I don't think it's necessarily Instagram, TikTok, or Snapchat. I think that, you know, what's happening is if your wife comes to you and say, "Hey, this is how you not posting me makes me feel,"
one particular situation,
right? But let me finish. I think if your wife comes to you and say, "Hey, you not posting me makes me feel this way," and you choose to ignore and dismiss how she feels, like I said, it's just bringing out a greater issue. And all social media did was reveal that, right? It means, hey, you're willing to ignore her. You're willing to dismiss her. You're willing to acknowledge her feelings. And the fact that she did all of those things, was transparent about it, and you chose to still do the same thing, you're making a decision. And that's what led to divorce. Not him having an Instagram, not her having an Instagram.
No. So let's rewind it, just like how you said it. If he didn't have any Instagram, would it have been a problem?
I see what you're saying.
If he didn't have Instagram, so
like if he didn't even have the app, but it doesn't. What did not change? What then? All Instagram did was reveal these things, right? How he felt that he was going to continue to move how he moves without acknowledging her feelings.
Because outside of Instagram, she was fine.
No, but what I'm saying is she would have found that out regardless. She would have saw that regardless.
Did he not take her out?
Right, but that would have came out
to her.
That would have came out regardless. Is what I'm saying to you.
What do you feel was the problem? Because the problem seems to me, because of social media, he didn't show her to the world, but he didn't hide her in the house. He didn't not go out with her. He didn't.
Right, but here's my thing. That's one aspect, right? If she came to him and said, "Hey, like I feel like, you know, by you not posting me, it makes me feel
social media."
Right, but my thing is like, if she brings something to his attention and he does nothing about it, it shows that he doesn't care how she feels. That is another issue. That is another layer of a problem, is what I'm acknowledging to you right now, right? Okay. That would have come out regardless. It would have come out in a different situation, in a different scenario. All it did was Instagram just gave him the platform, or gave her the platform to see those things in bright day. That's it. You can Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat. Put it like this: there's a lot of guys on Snapchat, right, that are living double lives on Snapchat. They live double lives on Snapchat. Baby, it doesn't take away from the fact that he's still living a double life. If she found out about that double life, she would have found out regardless. Like, all Snapchat did was give him a platform to act a fool. Put it like this. Men have been, no, right? Men have been cheating from the beginning. Not just men. People, excuse me, okay. He's right. He's accurate. People have been cheating since the beginning of time.
Okay.
Right? Before social media, You think mommy wasn't finding out daddy was cheating before social media?
Yes.
You think daddy wasn't finding out mommy was creeping before social media?
The difference is that social media is now bringing millions of eyes to the problem, which is causing
no.
Backtrack. You think my grandma
Backtrack. Let's use Snapchat. If old boy is messaging, 5 different women on Snapchat, right? Where those are not eyes that other people are seeing. But if she goes through his Snap and sees, why are you talking to her? Why are you sending her these pictures? Why are you sending her a dick pic? Baby, that's not 50 million eyes seeing that. That's just, you're still a cheater. You're still a cheater. You're still a slime bag. Like,
True. No, a good point. I agree with you there. I'm trying to pull up some statistics right now. Some actual facts of what is it. Just to kind of like, 24% of users end their friendship or romantic partnership. 24% have ended. According to studies, 57% of people in committed relationship report their partners off the directly.
What I'm saying is, it's not about social media. Your girl, your guy, all social media is doing is giving each other a platform to reveal things that they would have saw or heard or figured out in other capacities.
Maybe.
Honestly.
Maybe.
Like, it doesn't. If he was a cheater, baby, he was gonna cheat regardless.
Maybe.
One of our good friends told me that about the boys trip. She was like, if he's gonna cheat, he's gonna cheat regardless.
I told you that.
Oh.
You don't need to go out of the country to cheat.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if he's creeping on Snapchat or TikTok or Instagram, he's going to creep regardless. Like, all the apps do is just give him a platform to do that. It doesn't mean that he's not a cheater. He was always a cheater.
Okay, so you don't believe it's taking over the number. You're right. I think it's getting close. It's a close. I think it's a close second.
Really?
Because a lot of people get cheated on or know they're getting cheated on and still decide to stick in the relationships for whatever their reason are. But as soon as people know, then they feel embarrassed and they want to end their relationship.
Not according to Carisha. Carisha was like, he got 4 times to cheat on me before I leave. 4?
Who's Carisha? Who's this person?
Diddy's ex-girlfriend.
Oh, okay. She got 4 times.
Sorry, hold up. Let me not even do that to my girl. Carisha is a rapper that's a part of the rap group. Well, they're no longer together. City Girls.
Oh, City Girls.
City Girls. I'm like, don't let me. I am not defining you. Yes, I am not defining you by the man that you. Yes, at all, because you are a well-established rapper before him. Okay, so my apologies.
Okay, so I'm gonna concede to you on this one. I don't think it's taking over the number 1 spot yet, but I think it's creeping up there. It's coming up there.
Yeah.
It's a reason for a lot of breakups and these days, I'm gonna just go with marriages, because if you married,
I don't know too many people. I know, what's weird also too, like, I don't know too many people that like married people that are getting divorced over social media. I think that I know like also like some like old, like my mom, my dad, like that old, like 50, like the old people, like I feel like they have social media. They may not even post their partners. In our age, like I said, if he's a cheater, he's cheating regardless. It's not just because he has Instagram, TikTok. That it just gave him another avenue to do that. That's it.
All right, cool. Let us know what you think, people. How close behind is social media on the reason for breakups or divorce? Chime in. Let's go. Last one.
All right, so we're going to turn to the tea is hot, okay?
You want to go to the tea?
Yes. So, Marlon Wayans recently had a clip. Was it a clip? Was it a meme?
It was on an interview, but...
An interview.
It was an interview. I forgot who he was on in the interview.
Yeah.
But the quote... actually, this was in New York Times.
Crazy. Madness.
And this wasn't recent, but it recently came back up again. He said he never got married, and I quote, "I never got married because I never wanted my mother to be jealous of a woman. I never wanted my mother to feel second to any
That's
woman."
an excuse.
Okay.
That's an excuse. And that's an excuse. And don't come for me, Marlon, because I know how you can be on Instagram.
No, I think he's bad.
That's an excuse. Respectful. That's an excuse. That's just the reality of it. That's an excuse. Like, if you wanted to be with the right woman for the rest of your life, you would have made a way. You would have introduced your mother to her. You would have explained the dynamic. You would have made a way if your heart desired it. It's okay to say, hey, guess what? I have never found a woman that has made me want to put her next to my mom. I'm not even going to say above your mom. I'm going to say on the same playing field, right? Like, or even close. It's okay to acknowledge I've never met somebody that made me want to do that, right? But to say I don't want to get married because I don't want to, put somebody above my mom is just like, come on now. There's plenty of married men that love their mamas.
I'm going to agree with you. I think, not that is an excuse. I think he just don't want to get married.
That's fine too. Acknowledge that. That's okay too.
I can't say that definitively that he doesn't feel this way. So in another world, let's just say that what he's saying is truthful. And he really believes this. There's no woman on the face of the earth that wants to
be second to somebody's mama.
Mother.
Come on.
So
Exactly.
If he believes what he's saying.
Yeah, because this sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. Like, what do you mean? So it's giving mama's boy.
Yes.
And which is fine, because I have a son and I love him. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to share you with no woman.
Again.
So like, I understand.
If he truly believes this, to safeguard his relationship with his mother.
Yeah.
And to safeguard, I think more so, the partner. Because it sounds like he's going to choose Mama Dukes first over the partner.
Yeah.
So to avoid that situation and confrontation.
It also sounds like it came with some heartbreak. It does. It's like, how did you get here? Did you always feel this way? Or did you did a woman break your heart and then you ran to mom? Mom made you feel better and consoled you. And now you're like, you know what? I'm never going to marry any woman because my mom has always held me down when these women break my heart. Because that's really what it sounds like.
And all his other brothers been married and stuff already, right? All his other brothers.
Yeah, I saw an interview with his other brother where he was saying he was married for like 21 years. And, he cheated on his wife, left his wife, left his whole family for somebody he met on set. And then he talked about how, the emotions that you feel when you acting, they don't actually exist in real life.
Ironically, I just saw a clip. This was recently viral. Well, you can't really tell with the algorithm these days. Yeah. Sometimes it push stuff that's happened. But I just recently, yesterday, a matter of fact, saw a clip of a black man who had a white girlfriend, and he was with his everyone was trying to figure out if that was his mom, but it's assumed that was his mom. And the young lady, his girlfriend, tried to sit in the front seat. And Mama Duke said, I'm not sitting in the back seat for nobody.
Ooh.
And the husband or boyfriend didn't check mama.
You're right.
So
that might have been the end of the relationship.
Girlfriend jumped in her car.
Yeah.
And they drove two separate cars.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing that was going on.
It would have been a huge... I understand. I understand. Because it's like, what am I, getting in the back seat like I'm a child? Like, excuse me? Like, this is my house. Oh, baby, I understand. I get it. No, you're right. You're right. I get it. I absolutely get it. I understand. Because I'm like, I'm not going to be made to feel like a child in my own car, in my own house. And I do think that if you're not able... I'm not even gonna say stand up to your mom, because it's not from that place. But I think, I think you have to be able to, right?
Yes,
like,
you have to.
Yeah,
if
you have to.
If you want to save for marriage, you have. So.
If you want to be in a relationship with anybody besides your mama,
the point that I won't even say girlfriend.
Yeah.
The point that you agreed to make this woman your wife. Yeah. She is now number one woman in your life.
Yeah.
Mama, and if your mama is sane.
Yeah.
I like to use the word
understand that.
She should understand that.
She should understand that, yeah. Absolutely.
Just like how your father walked you down the aisle and gave me responsibility of you. Not that you're not his little girl anymore. Yeah. But that's why these, what's the word? Like the whole concept of marriage has meaning behind it. Yeah. Your dad walked you down the aisle. Who gives this man
away?
Who gives this woman away? Sometimes man. It's a man.
I know.
But who gives this woman away? I do. Yeah. And he passed you along to me, and now I am the protector. Yeah. I am the provider for his little girl. Yeah. Same thing with the woman. once I ask your father and your mom for your hand in marriage, they're releasing, I'm relinquishing that. So the guy should relinquish that dynamic. Let's call it that dynamic. Because the love is still there. I still love you, mama. That's not going anywhere. But the dynamic of now you being the number one woman in my life changes.
Yeah.
And if a man can't see that and can't do that, they're going to have problems in their relationship. Because like I said, there's no woman that's going to deal with that. They're going to use the term mama's boy. I guess that's the only term that we have to describe it.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't think of I'm trying to think of a more.
Yeah, I think the fact that he was even bold enough to say that speaks volumes.
I don't even think, I forgot what he said, but I think the mom said, I'm not sitting in the front seat. And he just kind of let it happen.
Yeah,
and she was like, oh yeah?
And that is how divorce happens. Not because of Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, okay?
All right, so guys, let us know what you think. Do you think, I don't even want to say the situation, I want to call Marlon by his name, but do you think the situation justifies the action, never getting married, or the reasoning justifies the situation, never getting married because you don't want your mom to feel bad for putting somebody in front of her, even though we feel like that's the natural, flow of things. And I believe, God rest, so your family. I think his mama died. So now are you going to get married?
Right. Now that she's not there.
She don't have nobody to put number one.
Crazy,
I still don't think he's going to get married. I just think you don't want to get married.
And that's
my
fine,
opinion. That's perfectly fine.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Couples Chronicles with
your boy Lloyd
and Afia. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share.
See you guys next time. Peace.